Today, our lesson is all about finding a missing term in a proportion. This is lesson number 2 for the second quarter, week 1. In this lesson, you are expected to find a missing term in a proportion. But before we discuss our lesson today, I want you to answer first this activity. Once I say go, write your answer in your math notebook. Ready? Let's begin. Directions: find the value of n in each proportion. Match column A with the value of n in column B. We have the given numbers in column A and we have the value of n in column B. Number 1. 1/2 is equal to n over 10. Go. Time is up. The correct answer is 5. Number 2. 1/3 is equal to 3 over n. Go. Time is up. The correct answer is 9. Number 3. n over 6 is equal to 6 over 9. Go. Time is up. The correct answer is 4. Number 4. 4 is to n is equal to 8 is to 12. Go. The answer is 6. And number 5, 6 is to 5 is equal to 12 is to n. Go. Time is up. The correct answer is 10. Do you still remember our past lesson? Let me see. What is the difference between a ratio and a rate? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities having the same units, while rate is a comparison of two quantities but may have different units of measures. Both ratio and rate are expressed in lowest term. Let us answer this. Based on the given shapes, write the ratio of hearts to squares in 3 ways. Let me see if you have the same answers. A in word form, 3 to 4. B in fraction form, 3 over 4. C in column form, 3 is to 4. Before we proceed to our lesson, I want you to answer the following questions. How many glasses of water do you drink every day? What is the importance of drinking water every day? What will happen if you don't drink enough water? It is recommended that at least we drink 8 to 10 glasses of water per day. Drinking water helps maintain the balance of body fluids. Our body is composed of about 60% water. The function of water includes digestion, absorption, circulation, creation of saliva, transportation of nutrients, and maintenance of body temperature. Water also contributes to the regular bowel function, optimal muscle performance, and clear, youthful-looking skin. Failure to drink enough water can cause dehydration and adverse symptoms, including fatigue, headache, weakened immunity, and dry skin. Let us now proceed to our lesson. Study the problem. Maridel consumes 10 glasses of water in a day. How many glasses of water can she consume in 1 week? To answer this problem, let us follow the following steps. First, the problem asked for the number of glasses of water Maridel consumes in 1 week. Then, write down the given in the problem. We have 10 glasses of water in a day, so we write it 10 is to 1. Then we have the number of glasses of water in 1 week, which is 7 days. Since the number of glasses taken in 1 week is unknown, so represent it by n, therefore we write it n is to 7. The next step is set the proportion using colon and let n be the missing term in the equation. The order of the terms in the equation should be number of glasses of water is to the number of days equal to the number of glasses of water is to the number of days. So our equation now is 10 is to 1 equals n is to 7. Since this equation is composed of two ratios, there are four terms. The first and the fourth terms are called the extremes. The second and the third terms are called the means. In this equation, the third term is missing, so we substitute it by n, or any letter of the alphabet will do. To solve for the value of n in the equation, 10 is to 1 equals n is to 7. First, multiply the means, then multiply the extremes. So multiplying 1 times n, then 10 times 7. 1 times n equals 1n, 10 times 7 equals 70. Always write the equation with the unknown term at the left side. To find out the value of n, divide the left side and the right side of the equation by the numerical coefficient of n. The numerical coefficient of n is 1, so that is the divisor. 1n divided by 1 equals 1n, or simply write n, and 70 divided by 1 equals 70. Thus, n is equal to 70. So, Maridel consumes 70 glasses of water in 1 week. You can also set the proportion in fraction form. It should be number of glasses of water over the number of days equal to the unknown over the number of days. So it should be 10 over 1 equals n is to 7. To solve for n in fraction form, use cross multiplication, then divide the cross products by the numerical coefficient of n. So cross multiplying 1 times n, then 10 times 7. 1 times n equals 1n, 10 times 7 equals 70. To find n, divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient. So we have 1n divided by 1 and 70 divided by 1. 1n divided by 1 equals to 1n, or again simply write n. 70 divided by 1 equals 70. Therefore, 10 over 1 is equal to 70 over 7, or 10 is to 1 equals 70 is to 7. Read as 10 to 1 as 70 to 7. So, 10 is to 1 as 70 is to 7. Multiplying the extremes 10 times 7, multiplying the means 1 times 70. The product is the same, 70. The ratio 10 is to 1 is equal to 70 is to 7. This equality of two ratios is called proportion because the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Let us have another example. 6 balloons to 3 tables. How many tables to 30 balloons? To set up the proportion statement, the order of the terms should be balloons is to tables as balloons is to tables. So the proportion statement now is 6 is to 3 as 30 is to n. Solving for the value of n in column form, 6 is to 3 as 30 is to n. Multiply the extremes, then multiply the means. So 6 times n equals 6n, 3 times 30 equals 90. Then divide both sides of the equation by the numerical coefficient, which is 6. 6n divided by 6, then 90 divided by 6. 6n divided by 6 is equal to 1n, or write n, and 90 divided by 6 equals 15. We can also solve the value of n in fraction form. 6 over 3 equals 30 over n. Cross multiply 6 times n, then 3 times 30. 6 times n equals 6n, 3 times 30 equals 90. Divide both sides by 6, so 6n divided by 6 equals to 1n, or just write n, and 90 divided by 6 equals 15. Therefore, there are 15 tables. It's time to do your part. There are 3 activities set for you today. Write your answers in your math notebook. Checking of answers will be done after the discussion. The first activity is practice. Directions: use cross products to determine whether each pair of ratios forms a proportion. Write yes or no. Begin. The next activity is keep practicing. Directions: solve for the value of n. Write your answer on the blank provided. Start. The third activity is test yourself. Directions: read each item carefully and answer what is asked for. Go. At this point, can you tell us now what is a proportion? How many terms are there in a proportion? What do we call them? How do we solve the missing term in a proportion? For our lesson today, these are the things that you have to remember. A proportion is a statement of equality between two ratios. Each part of a proportion is a term. The first and the last terms are called the extremes, while the second and the third terms are called the means. Two ratios are proportional when the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. To solve for the missing term in a proportion, multiply the means, then multiply the extremes. Then divide both products by the numerical coefficient. At this time, I want you to answer this question. In what instances of your life you can apply proportion? You can write 3 to 5 examples in your notebook. Let us move on to the last part of our discussion. Another 5-item test is to be given to you. Write your answer in your math notebook. Directions: choose the letter of the best answer. Number 1. What is the missing term in 2 over 15 equals blank over 45? A. 6, B. 5, C. 4, D. 3. Please write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter C. Number 2. Solve for n in the proportion n is to 12 as 3 is to 4. A. 10, B. 9, C. 8, D. 7. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter B. Let us proceed to number 3. Find the value of n. N is to 8 as 20 is to 32. A. 5, B. 6, C. 7, D. 8. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. Number 4. Which of the following is the value of n in 28 over n equals 14 over 7? A. 12, B. 13, C. 14, D. 15. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter C. And the last number 5. Solve for n to make the statement true. 3 times n over 30 equals to 8 over 20. A. 12, B. 8, C. 6, D. 4. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. This ends our lesson today. See you next meeting.